Today we're doing a review of the Matador ReFraction Pro backpack, their collab with Packhacker. And in this video, I'm gonna take my experience of reviewing 500 plus of the world's best bags. We're gonna tear this thing apart. We're gonna test the capacity. We're gonna compare it to the original ReFraction packable backpack. I'm gonna give you my honest pros and cons. And if you're not quite sold that this is the packable backpack for you, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video where I'll make some alternative suggestions, because here at Nomads Nation, our goal is to help you find the best bag for your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Matador ReFraction Pro backpack. Some quick brand backgrounds. Matador is a US-based brand that has been killing it with their travel gear over the past few years. Their Globe Rider is kind of iconic in the travel world, but their ReFraction backpack is undeniably one of the most iconic packable bags on the planet right now, especially in the Nomads Nation community. And then Packhacker is one of the OGs in the world of bag reviews. They're known for their in-depth, scientific, and riveting reviews. All right, let's talk about some of the ReFraction Pro's top features. It's got 2 external water bottle pockets, a front admin pocket, a laptop compartment, a makeshift luggage pass-through holder, and I'll show you how that works 3 chapters from now. But most importantly of all, the star of the features is the fact that you can take this bag, and since it's so compressible, you can literally pack it into itself. Okay, it took a second at the end, but we got it. And now you can see it compresses and packs into itself, making this the perfect travel companion, right? It's a day bag in your suitcase, and then when you arrive at your destination, this is taking up very little real estate inside your bag. You can unzip it, and you have your day pack for all your urban adventures. Now, the ReFraction backpack is marketed at 16 liters in capacity. We gotta double check that though. Now, before we check the volume, let's check these dimensions. We've got a back panel width of 10 inches, a height of 16 inches, and a fully packed out depth, 9 inches. As you can see, the main compartment is fully packed out with our factory grade measurement system. Oh, got that. And follow. All right, so as you can see here, 5, 10, we're just under 15 liters. And that's great because if the main compartment is 15 liters, if you add in the water bottle pockets and a little bit of capacity in this front admin pocket, we're definitely easily in 16 liter territory. The ReFraction Pro is incredibly lightweight, clocking in at 0.6 pounds. This is the bag when it's empty, and this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. Margaret's 5'2", I'm 5'8", and Jason Bagmoa is 6'1". And don't worry, we're gonna pack out this bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Matador bags are covered by a 3-year warranty, and for all that, the Pro ReFraction runs around 85 USD. Now here's the deal, I know that this bag is sold out, and so for those reasons, I have a sneaking suspicion it will be back at some point. So if you're watching this in the not too distant future, and it is for sale, and you're thinking about making a purchase as you're watching this video, I suggest doing so with the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best gear reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next chapter, where we're gonna compare the Pro to the regular, so you can see what changes were made. So we got the original on this side, Pro on this side. Original's front pocket was designed like this, with a stretchier fabric. This has been replaced on the Pro, which is replaced by a PU-coated zipper, giving you access to an adorable little admin compartment. The new version also has 2 external lash points, one at the bottom here, one at the top here, that the original version does not have. Another difference, in the original, it packs into itself in this pocket, which doesn't have a carabiner, but the new one packs into this pocket, which does have a carabiner. Therefore, when the Pro is fully packed into itself, it's super easy to clip on to another backpack or another bag, just making it a bit easier for you to organize. For the shoulder straps, the original had a single lash point, but on the Pro, we have 2 lash points. And these are made with a laser cut Hypalon that feels a lot more durable. On the bottom of the shoulder straps, we have dangle stoppers, AKA web holders, as opposed to the original, which does not. And finally, the most important thing for me as a traveler is the fact that the Pro version has a tech compartment and the original does not. And for all those reasons, the regular is the regular and the Pro is the Pro. Okay, that covers the differences. Now let's talk about the front of the Matador ReFraction Pro backpack. For day packs, I don't really double click into their aesthetic too much because the goal is function for these guys. They're meant to be compressible. They don't have any padding. And compressible and no padding don't always equate to the best looking bag on the market. Now we're using the same fabric here as on the original, which is a ripstop nylon. It's got a nice sheen to it. It's got a really premium feel to it. And then of course, like we mentioned earlier, we've got the 2 external lash points. And I gotta say, the front patch is very well done as we have that little touch of branding from Pack Hacker with that teal blue. Let's talk about the front admin compartment, which you can see is protected with, you better be YKK zippers. You is. All right, we got YKK zippers, but they are PU coated. And while PU coated zippers are great for protecting against the weather, they can sometimes look like this after a few years of use, especially if they're more exposed to sunlight and humidity. Doesn't always happen, but it can, so keep that in mind. Now let's talk about this super cute and adorable admin compartment. It's just so tiny, but I quite like this addition. I mean, I also really did like just the dump pocket here and sort of that elasticity of this fabric. So the original, I will miss that, but we got a bit of organization going on here, which goes a long way. First of all, this pocket goes all the way down to this seam here. We've got 1, 2 elastic pockets at the top, zipper pocket, and at the top right here, you can see this little pull tab, and underneath it, that's where your air tag goes. Let me show you how some of my quick access gear fits into this compartment. I'm gonna pop the keys on the key leash right here. And these 2 elastic pockets, good spot for your AirPods. Maybe your wallet? Yeah, we can get a wallet in there. And then at the bottom, you got that space, dude. And like I said, it goes down a bit so your sunglasses can fit in there. Throw a couple of pens. Just to give you an idea of the size, it could even be a spot that you put a bulkier umbrella. Will this fit? Oh yes, it will. With the sunglasses? Oh yes, it will. So for the front admin compartment, that's so small and kind of adorable, it actually packs a bit of a punch in terms of its capacity. Moving on, let's talk about the middle of the Matador ReFraction Pro. Starting with these water bottle pockets, which I love. And you can see them a little bit better on the original as to where they're made with the same beautiful, stretchy, elastic material. This gives you a bit of packing versatility, but this elastic material doesn't feel like it's gonna stretch too far, and therefore like rendering those pockets just like incapable of being used. They're functional is what I'm saying. Are they functional enough to fit a 1-liter Yeti or a 24-ounce Columbia? We'll discuss that momentarily once the backpack is fully packed out. Now, one thing I gotta say I'm not super crazy about with this bag is just how dark it is in the interior. It's a black hole in there. And that black holiness is only emphasized upon by the fact that the zippers stop here. So you got like this restricted panel loader going on. It's not full clamshell. And yeah, it's just dark down there. Now there's no additional organization in this pocket. It's just kind of a throw all. Now let's say you are using this as your day bag once you get to your destination. Here's some potential stuff you might want while you're exploring a new area. Let's start with the tech pouch. Now that's very important with a bag like this because 2 reasons. One, there's no padding on this bag, right? It's super thin, which is what it's designed to be. It's meant to compress and pack into itself. But that means that if you have tech gear, let's say your portable battery, you kind of want to protect stuff like this. And the backpack's not going to do it. So that's why you're going to want a tech pouch, especially for more fragile things, like if you have a Magic Mouse or even your over-ear headphones. You're going to want all these things to be in a case when you're using the ReFraction Pro. Ugh, yeah, that black interior sucks. But don't get me wrong, I understand why they did it. Like, this fabric is just the back side of this fabric. They could have added another fabric on there, but it would have doubled the fabric and doubled the weight and increased the price. They're just trying to keep it as simple as possible. But yeah, I'm not a fan of just how dark it is in there. I'm gonna throw my Lockbee journal cover and a hoodie on top. And that's gonna kind of do it for 16 liters. So it's hard to see, but we got the journal, the tech pouch, and the hoodie. I really shoved it in there, and you can see we still got some more space for tote, battery, and your headphones. And yeah, we're gonna get those in just barely. Now that the bag's fully packed out, let's test these water bottles. I've got a 24-ounce Columbia, and we're gonna get that in. Oh, these water bottle holders are amazing. They kind of remind me of the Evergood CTB as to where just the way they're sort of designed. That's a good call, Margaret. Kind of like the Yeti Ranchero as well, both of which are just bags that have incredible water bottle holders. So you can see right here, even though the bag was fully packed out, the 24-ounce Columbia fits very nicely. The 1-liter Yeti, I think, is gonna be a bit more of a challenge, but we are making it work, people. Holy crap, this little guy can really pack a punch. But what's great though is if you don't wanna carry a 1-liter Yeti, that this pocket is just amazing for things you want fast access to. You can put your phone in there. You can put some snacks in there. I've used the regular version of the ReFraction for multiple destinations around the world, and these pockets are always useful. Now, one last note in the middle, we're gonna talk about the tech compartment. We can definitely slide that in there, but it's not great. Now, it's awesome to have because for someone like me who literally lives on his laptop and can spend many a day on my laptop for 14 or 16 hours typing away endlessly, separate independent compartment to store my laptop is amazing, especially my day pack because I'm usually carrying my laptop around with me. But because of how thin this bag is, like you can see, this laptop is not being protected at all. No real false bottom, just this ripstop nylon, which means if you're putting your laptop in this bag, you gotta double wrap it. Got it. So think of something like a very thin laptop case too, like maybe the Rush Faster laptop case, which I've reviewed before and I really like it. I would definitely feel much more comfortable if my laptop was paired in that case and then put into this tech compartment. Because otherwise, I mean, yeah, your laptop is just, it's opening itself up for some danger for sure. Now, if you're looking for a packable backpack that can safely store your laptop, at least maybe a little bit safer than this, be sure to stick around to the end for the alternatives, because I got a really good one for you. And also, if you're still here watching this, there's a good chance that you're a bit of a gearhead, or you just love bags and traveling. I mean, this is a very long review about a collab that's like limited edition. So yeah, I just want to say, welcome to the channel, but also, if you're enjoying this video, you might be smitten to find out that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do epic reviews, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And if this review is like level 1, like here, the newsletter is like level 3.5, as to where it's like a really intense deep dive on a weekly basis of what's happening in this incredible niche. Newest drops, limited edition releases, industry trends, plus access to our giveaways and discount codes. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in this incredible industry, be sure to sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, which you can do with this globe emoji in the description below. Hope to see you in your inbox. Let's talk about the back of the Matador ReFraction Pro backpack. Top handle, it's basic, gets the job done. It means that you can hang it, it means that you can carry it. I don't think it's a great top handle, but really we're not trying to be great here, guys. We're trying to be light. Now, one thing that's great that I didn't even know about is apparently on the original version and this, you can remove the sternum strap. You don't even take it off? You just loop it through? I didn't even know this, guys. I've used this bag in multiple countries with a suitcase. I would have loved for the luggage pass-through to have been accessible. That is jerry-rigged as we would say in the States, but it works. The fabric from the shoulder strap is giving it the tension that it needs by stopping it from going through. I would have just preferred one to have been placed on, but I guess that this also totally works as well. Wow. Definitely not gonna wanna push a luggage pass-through like this way too hard as to where, I mean, we got bar tech stitching in both sides, keeping it in place. I think it works. It's a little jerry-rigged, but it definitely works. And another thing that works on this bag, but isn't my absolute favorite, is the comfort. Now the shoulder straps have the width that they need, but they're just so thin, just so incredibly freaking thin, as they're supposed to be, right? The whole goal, the shoulder straps compress into themselves. But that does come at the cost of comfort. I'll talk about that in depth in just a second. Now remember, we're at 16 liters. This doesn't need to be the most comfortable bag in the world, but I do find myself, when I'm using the ReFraction, at least the regular, just kind of craving a little bit extra, as to where like I would sacrifice a little bit of that compression, just to have a bit more padding on these shoulder straps. But thankfully we do have a sternum strap. And this is one of the rare day bags that actually has this. And as mentioned on the Pro version, we have dangle stoppers at the bottom of the shoulder straps. But you're not getting any ventilation on the back panel or really any comfort on the back panel. Your laptop is right there. Let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Matador ReFraction Pro backpack. Pro number 1 for me are these incredible water bottle holders on the side. Pro number 2, I do like the admin compartment, especially for how deep it is. Like it goes all the way down here. It's actually quite a functional pocket. And pro number 3 is weather resistance. If you're looking for a packable backpack, this is definitely gonna be more on the weather resistant side than a lot of the competitors. But on the flip side, let's talk about the cons of the ReFraction Pro. Con number 1 is the lack of padding on the shoulder straps and back panel. I understand that most day packs are like this, but there's some that aren't. Con number 2 is I wish that the luggage pass-through holder, which is its own standalone feature and not like the jerry-rigged sternum strap. It works, don't get me wrong. And con number 3 is although we have a tech compartment, no real protection was implemented for this compartment. All right, let's talk about the overall scores for the Matador ReFraction Packable Backpack Pro. For comfort, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Keeping in mind this is a packable day pack and this is like kind of the average. It gets the job done. I like the width of the shoulder straps actually. For value, we're gonna give it a score of 4 out of 5, as to where you are getting some pretty good materials and overall design at a pretty approachable price point. And for the overall score, I also give this a 4 out of 5. I understand for a lot of people, this is the holy grail of packable bags. And for me, it's very close, but there's a different one that just takes the gold for me. We'll talk about that in a second. But if you're like, dude, I don't care what that one is, this is my jam, and it's available. I'm totally buying one. Well, if that's the case, you're gonna make a purchase. Just a reminder, we do ask that you make that purchase with the first link in the description, as that link just makes sure that you get the best price, and if we have any discount codes, that's what it'll be. But if you wanna hear the alternatives that I talked about earlier in the video, let's jump into them now. First up, if you're new to the channel, you should definitely check out our leaderboard rankings video. This is where myself and the Nomadization squad, we all get together, and we pick our favorite bags in different bag categories. This is the best way for you to kind of see what everyone on the team likes, but also just to see the overall best options on the market. And I've gone ahead and linked that above. But if we're really close with the Pro, here's 2 alternatives that are right there, but just with some slight little differences. Alternative suggestion number 1 is going to be the Waterfield Packable Backpack. Great pick for you if you're looking for a packable bag, but you want something that looks a little bit better. I don't think that this is the best looking day bag. It's light, the Waterfield is definitely heavier, but the material is very cool because it never wrinkles, and it's got 2 great water bottle pockets. And my second alternative suggestion is kind of the one that I've been shadow referring to this entire review, which is the Aer Go Pack 2. Which for me is the gold standard for packable bags, but it's not for everyone. I think it's the gold standard because it's more comfortable, has more padding, more ventilation, and more tech protection, but it's heavier and bulkier and doesn't really pack down very well. You get like 1 fold out of that thing and that's it. So really what I'm getting at is that there's a lot of different packable bags out there and they all have different styles and they all have different pros and cons. And you just gotta figure out which ones work best for you. But to learn more about the 2 alternatives, you can just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below or in the Nomadization subreddit. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Aaron, this is Nomadization, and we'll catch you next time.